Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to another metal shaping video in our series that we're doing on building the RS. So our last video sparked a lot of conversation, both in email and comments on the video itself regarding the fender finishing and making welds disappear. So this is going to be a very quick video that I didn't really plan on doing. Normally at this point, I would jump to other areas of the buck, as I had mentioned in that video, to bring them up to speed and then do all of my final work, my final finishing and sanding outside. But in this video, I am going to give a little glimpse of that sanding and finishing process. So let's get this thing cleaned up and polished. So we need to look closely at what's going on with the affected area from my weld, the filing, and the little bit of grinding that I did. And what I'm assessing is how deep the scratches and gouges are and what it's going to take to get those out without taking off too much of the material, but making them all go away. So there is quite a bit of technique that plays into even the sanding. Right now I have the sander flat on the panel. I'm not using the edge at all, and I'm just kind of planing off the high spots of the material. As I'm going over and I knock off these high spots, it becomes visible where I might need to press in a little bit harder, but overall my pressure is fairly light, and I'm just trying to let the sander do all the work, because with 63 thousandths material, I can actually take off a good bit without the material getting too thin. Now, as I knock down the material, I'm looking for low spots that may need to be raised. Overall, the previous process that I performed on the fender covered most of that. But if I do get into an area where the sander just isn't going to plane it out, I'll have to come in from the backside and do a little bit of raising with a hammer and dolly. Now I've swapped out the 400 for the 800 grit. I'll do my final passes and then it's ready to polish. So now that I've got the weld taken down to where you literally cannot see it, hit it with 400, then 800, I'm ready to hit it with some polish. In the greater scheme of things, I will go back and do some wheeling and cleaning up as I polish it, and you can start to see little inconsistencies that show up that you didn't see before. It's just a constant process of trying to get it as clean and fluid as possible until the car rolls out the door and goes to the customer. So now let's hit it with some polish. All right, so I've got my polish applied to the area we're going to work on here. I've got my Makita right angle variable speed polisher and a 3M polishing bonnet. Now there is a bit of technique involved in how you use this polisher. I'm running it longitudinally down the welded area, just allowing that polish to work itself through, and as the polish breaks down, it becomes more and more fine. So that was a quick demonstration of how you can finish knocking that weld down, throw some polish on it and blend it, and now we're almost ready for what would be a final polish and cleanup in this area. The other neat thing is that we can really see the contrast of what we started with down here with the raw filed and sanded weld into the more finished area. So I hope that answers a lot of your questions, and as always, you guys, thank you so much for sharing the videos, commenting, and subscribing. This has been a super fun process, and I hope you guys come back for more.